Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our presentation of MedX Prime Revenue Recovery, affectionately referred to as MR2, just verbal shorthand for MedX Prime Revenue Recovery. This is Ken Newton. I certainly welcome you and thank you so very much for taking some of your valuable time to learn more about this vital service that we provide to doctors and healthcare providers to help them recover not just tens, but sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in denied insurance claims. Before we get started, I just want to share with you our legal disclaimer. We are, of course, a very, very legally compliant company. Later on in the presentation, I'll be talking about the business model, the compensation plan for MedX Prime Revenue Recovery. As part of that, we'll be sharing some hypothetical examples, some illustrations of how that works. I just want to be very clear that those are not intended to be projections of income, guarantees of income, really nothing like that. It's just a way for us to show the mechanics of the compensation plan so you can have a very, very clear understanding. Of course, at any point, since this is a recorded video, you can pause your video and read our legal disclaimer line by line, word for word. But I'd like to, at this point, move on to let you know a little bit more about our company, to introduce you to the executive team. Myself, Ken Newton, of course, your host this evening, Chief Operating Officer, along with Sunil Wadhwa, who is the founder and CEO president. We're joined by Mary Vincent, managing partner of MR2. Mary brings a very, very formidable background and experience to MR2. She has over 40 years experience in revenue cycle management, has developed a very highly specialized expertise in collections and specialty areas. One of her great victories was being able to collect $200 million out of $360 million that was outstanding in aged accounts receivable for a national hospital medical group. With that as background, you can fully appreciate there's very little that she cannot do for any of our clients. Mary also brings to the table 10 plus years as a consultant, managing revenues of over $180 million. And, you know, Mary certainly has the skill set, that's obvious, but more importantly, she has the attitude. She is passionate about securing the maximum possible financial advantages for her clients. She is just tenacious and will not quit until she's 100% certain that she's done everything she can to recover the funds and to make them as profitable as possible. Sunil and I go back some 25 years as close personal friends, but also business associates. We have worked together over the years with several companies in the direct selling arena, building large national and international sales organizations. In 2012, we elected as the capstone of our careers to create our own company and launched our parent company, Financial Halo, in 2013, and MedX Prime Revenue Recovery not long after. So with that type of experience, we have a clear knowledge that unless a company builds itself so that every representative has the complete and total support of the company, then nothing ever happens for the company. We know that nothing good is going to happen unless every representative is served to the fullest extent. So that's what we have founded our company on, this premise that we're all in this together. That is our corporate culture, and we do everything we can to assure our representatives have all the success that they hope and desire for. So with MedX Prime Revenue Recovery, MR2, we are able to address an actual crisis in the medical community. It is a staggering truth that so many doctors and other types of medical businesses are walking away from tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars simply because those funds can't be collected by their current billers. The issue is urgent because these denied insurance claims actually are written off if they're not recovered within a certain period of time, lost forever. So we have dedicated ourselves to the proposition of helping doctors maximize their profitability by recovering these accounts receivable and then helping to prevent that by taking on their medical billing. It is a terrible, terrible dilemma. Across the country, doctors on average only collect about 60 to 70% of what is billed to insurance companies and Medicare. Can you imagine walking away, having to write off 30% of your income right off the top? I mean, that's staggering. Yeah, the reason for this is that it's just very, very complex. The medical billing is probably more complicated than the IRS tax code, which is really saying a lot, right? But there are 85,000 diagnostic codes and 10,000 procedure codes involved in medical billing, the combination of which reach into the millions. And the truth of it is that whether a doctor has staff that does his billing or he outsources it to a billing company, they just don't have the level of experience needed to go after that and do a good job collecting it. Plus, it's extraordinarily time-consuming. It is extremely detailed and complex. So typical billers just don't have the time or the expertise to go after these funds. And it's critical that these funds are recovered because, as I said, time is urgent. If those funds aren't recovered within a certain period of time, they actually have to be written off. So what we have is a very highly specialized solution for doctors, decision makers, and other medical businesses where not just practices, but hospitals, laboratories, ambulatory surgical centers, rehabilitation, all kinds of businesses that are billing insurance companies for their services to patients and not getting fully paid. We can go after that, those denied insurance claims, insurance accounts receivable. We can go after that and not only recover a large portion of it, but even more importantly, we can prevent that from happening again. And by virtue of that, we can increase the monthly cash flow by increasing the efficiency and the effectiveness of their billing. So our approach then is to simply help Dr. Bob and all the other doctors out there like him. You know, those doctors are doing what they have sworn to do, what they love to do, what they're passionate about doing is taking care of their patients. And they'll task their billing to maybe an employee or maybe outsource it to a billing company. But, you know, example is here's, say, a doctor billing $100,000 every month to an insurance company or Medicare, Medicaid, and again, because we know that the billing is inefficient, they're only going to collect about 60 to 70% of that. So fully 30 to 40,000 of the $100,000 that was billed is actually going to be written off if somebody doesn't go after it. And their current biller, their current staff just can't do it. So very time consuming. They don't have the expertise. They don't have the experience. It's just not going to happen as a result of the complexity of all of that. So every month, this $30,000 to $40,000 in this example goes uncollected, and after a certain period of time, it is completely lost, cannot be recovered. So tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, in some cases even millions of dollars lost to the provider simply because of inefficient and ineffective billing. So our representatives then are in the very, very happy position of helping healthcare providers resolve this for them. It could not be simpler. And the income is extremely generous. Let me show you exactly what I mean. All you need to do is simply meet with the decision maker and set up a 10 to 15-minute conference call to meet with Mary Vincent to have them explain what we're going to do. And that takes the form of a no-cost sample analysis. It's completely no obligation for us to prepare a report that shows them exactly why their claims are being denied, precisely what needs to be done to recover it. We call that the WOW report. Now, it seems kind of funny, but actually we coined the term WOW report because as we go through this report, showing the doctor on an online presentation exactly why the claims are being denied, what needs to be done to recover it, then on an ongoing basis, we hear every doctor say, wow, I had no idea. Wow, this is amazing. Wow, you mean I can actually get some of this money back? So we call the sample analysis the WOW report. We have a 4-minute video that's so very powerful. It's hard to believe that any doctor looking at this video, if they have insurance accounts receivable and they know that they're being written off, at the very least they're going to want more information. So this is a very, very effective tool for you to simply share the video and then set up an appointment for the doctor, the decision maker, to have a 10 to 15-minute conference call with Mary Vincent, our managing partner. They agree to that. All you need to do is fill out an appointment sheet. We refer to that as the account profile summary, very, very basic information. You submit that, and then you're done. That's all you have to do. Occasionally, we may ask you to go back to the practice if they're slow in providing us maybe some data that we need or getting some additional information. Well, we may ask you to go by and remind them that we need the information. But other than that, it could not be simpler. You meet the doctor, meet the office manager, get their interest in having a free sample analysis, a WOW report prepared. We have the video. We have a great one-page flyer that does the same thing. You set the appointment, and bingo, you are done, and now you are in line for ongoing monthly income if they become a billing client, and also income from the AR recovery. Now, we have some serious advantages and differentiators that give us the competitive advantage that you would hope for. Our managing partner, Mary, of course, as I said, she has 40 years of experience doing this. There's very little, if anything, she doesn't know. Our entire approach to the way we deal with our clients is different. We coined the term mr2 because it looks like a mathematical equation or a formula. We did that intentionally because we want to convey the idea that we deliver our services to the highest power. Not just a WOW report, but also a WOW factor. Every single thing we do has the utmost customer service associated with it. We don't outsource to any overseas location. We're entirely U.S.-based right here in California. And Mary and her team have absolutely bulldog tenacity. They will not quit until they have recovered every possible dollar for our client. Another distinction is that we're prepared to make a huge investment of our time, our resources, to create this WOW report. It is very, very compelling. Once a doctor sees that, once the decision maker sees what's going on, where the current biller is missing the mark, we create a lot of confidence, a lot of respect for what we do and our ability to go after that. We are as responsive as possible. There is never a time ever where a doctor or decision maker will be wondering what's going on. We are communicating with them constantly, and we find it so surprising that this is the main downfall of many billing companies out there. They just don't communicate. They're not transparent in any way to their clients, and sometimes they just arbitrarily write business off without even telling them. It's very presumptive. Almost to the point of being discourteous and disrespectful, and we are the absolute polar opposite. We go way out of our way to make sure that every single step of the way our doctors, our clients are aware of what we're doing and how we're going about that, our results that we're getting. We are extremely compliance oriented. We pay very, very close attention to that. Another surprising aspect for us is that so very many billing companies out there seem to not be aware of the confidentiality of the information they're exchanging. And of course, another distinct advantage we have is that despite the high level of services that we provide, our pricing is absolutely competitive and will challenge anyone in the industry to meet our level of service, our level of communication and transparency and results with our pricing. So it all comes down to this. We absolutely, in our heart, believe the medical community should have every penny they've earned, and we are going to work hard to make that happen. Now, we've wrapped all of that around candidly, modestly, a brilliant business model for our representatives. It is as simple as it could possibly get. Let me share with you how you have two streams of income with mr2. Now, remember, the WOW report is going to be presented online in a visual way so they can actually see the numbers. we're going to have that conversation with the prospective client, and during that conversation, we're going to offer 3 options. The first option is we will prepare a complete detailed analysis of every single claim, not a sample analysis, but every single claim. We will prepare that report for a fee, about 5% of whatever their AR may be. In this example, we're presuming a 300,000 accounts receivable, so the fee would be $15,000. We'll never charge more than 15. We cap it at that. And if it were that example, then our representative would earn a referral fee of $1,650 simply for making that referral. Now, with this report, the doctor can give that to his current biller. They can go after it. It's literally a blueprint, a roadmap to recovering. But candidly, honestly, most doctors do not accept option 1 as the way to go. They are reluctant to pay fees up front, of course, but also, particularly after viewing the WOW report, they realize that their current biller, if they could have been doing it, they would have been doing it. They recognize that they really don't have the expertise, the experience, certainly don't have the time required to go after it. So option 1 is not usually the option that will be accepted by the client. But the next part of the conversation, we'll offer option 2. Option 2 is where we will do the recovery. We'll charge a fee for that, 30% of whatever it is we recover. So in this example, let's say that we have a $100,000 recovery, 30% fee. That means the fee is $30,000. The doctor is going to get $70,000 that ordinarily they would not have seen, right? Well, our representative is going to receive $3,300 as a result of that referral for that example. Now, the end game, of course, is we want to secure the medical billing. That's our entire strategy. We approach these accounts on the basis of earning their trust, earning their confidence by doing something that so very many medical practices need and cannot get from the biller, and that is to recover their denied insurance claims, their accounts receivable. Once we do that and show them how we'll do that, we earn their trust, we earn their confidence, but be sure our entire intention is to recover not just the AR, but also to take on their monthly medical billing. So the last part of that conversation will be to offer not just the AR recovery at 15%, but also to take on their billing. And this is what that would look like for our representative. 15% fee of a $100,000 recovery would be $15,000 fee. Our representative is going to earn $1,650 for that referral. Now, on the face of it, you may say, well, why on earth would I want option 3? With option 2, I would get $3,300. But again, remind you, with option 3, we now have the client for monthly medical billing, which means the representative is going to receive monthly commissions based on monthly billing. And that is absolutely where you want to be. So with this, we have a great scenario where we can do the WOW report. We get back with the client. We show them the WOW report. And then we offer these 3 options. Many times the doctor is looking at option 2, the 30% recovery. They will go with that. But also they will transition to option 3 after they've seen what we can do. Sometimes the doctors will immediately get it, as is often the case. They'll immediately understand that not only should they have us recover their AR, but we should absolutely do their monthly medical billing so that we can increase their monthly cash flow. That is everything to doctors. So again, once we have secured their monthly billing, then our representatives are in line for monthly commission. So with a 3-doctor practice, typically you would expect a 3-doctor practice to be billing around $3 million. So let's look at what that might be like for our representative. A practice with that as an example would earn our representative $15,000 accrued on an annual basis. Now, what's nice about that is that because the billing is monthly, that is actually paid monthly, but it would accrue to around $15,000 for a simple 3-doctor practice that's billing $3 million. Now, what if it were a larger practice? Well, a 6-doctor practice, you could assume, would bill around $6 million, and our representative, of course, would earn around $30,000 for that. Again, paid monthly. Now, I want to bring your attention to the chart on the left. The chart on the left shows what could be received if you are building a sales team. Now, it's absolutely not required, it's not mandatory, but it is an option that many of our representatives do take advantage of, because you can yet increase your income even more by having a sales team. If you build a sales team, then you receive commission overrides, and the blue graph on the left shows you for the first example, if you were to receive $15,000 for a 3-doctor practice that's billing $3 million, then if you had other people doing the same thing in your group, then you would receive $3,000 if that representative was on your first level, or $1,500 based on that if the representative was in your group elsewhere. So commission overrides can be a very, very impressive source of additional income should you choose to build a sales team. Now, the simplicity of this deserves emphasis. I want to share this with you. Again, all you need to do is simply refer the decision maker, the doctor, to Mary Vincent to set up an initial 10 to 15 minute conference call, get their interest, explain to them what the WOW report is going to show them, share with them the video. The video is very, very compelling, very persuasive. You set the appointment, they meet with Mary, she explains it to them. You're done. You're done. That's all you need to do. Pique their interest, set the appointment by giving them the information that will help them, and unless they need to be reminded about sending additional information, you are completely done and in line for not just AR recovery referral fees, but also ongoing fees as a result of the monthly billing. Now, you also have additional profit centers available to you beyond MedX Prime Revenue Recovery. Our parent company, Financial Halo, you can be involved with that, with the Tax Halo. MedX Prime, our other division, is pharmacogenomic testing. You can receive income as a result of the testing that's referred to as PGX, or pharmacogenomic testing. This is a remarkable, very, very simple test, 2-minute Q-tip swab in the cheek and gum area. The laboratory that we work with prepares a report for the doctor that shows exactly which medications are good for the patient, which medications are bad, and the correct dosage. This helps doctors to avoid adverse drug reactions, which are a serious, serious health crisis in our country. Adverse drug reactions account for 125,000 people dying each and every year, 2 million people being hospitalized simply as a result of an ADR. ADRs are the 4th leading cause of death in our country, and we believe needlessly so now that this new PGX test is available. Now, I say new, it's actually been around for 10 years, but it's new to many doctors because they simply haven't heard of it, or if they have heard of it, they don't know about the value, the importance of what it can do. So we are a mission-based company to help introduce PGX testing to healthcare providers across the country to help resolve this terrible, terrible health issue of adverse drug reactions. MedX Prime also has advanced toxicology testing, another source of income for you. And of course, with MedX Prime Revenue Recovery, you can receive income from AR recovery and also monthly medical billing. So if this sounds like something you would hope would come your way, if you would like to have your own MedX Prime Revenue Recovery business working with MedX Prime, then there's a very simple one-time enrollment fee of $199.95. That covers the training, the compliance, the support. You can actually market any of our services, not just MR2, but PGX, toxicology, Financial Halo services of My Tax Halo. The only additional fee is $19.95 per month. That pays for a suite of websites, MR2, MedX Prime, Financial Halo. You have your own website, and in the back office there is a resource library, a training center with literally tens of thousands of dollars of recorded videos, presentations, clinical studies, really everything you need to learn what you need to learn, know what you need to know to build a successful business. You can track your sales team's efforts. We provide monthly ongoing communication to our sales team every week. We have training webinars every Tuesday. We do live webinars to support your efforts. We do customized webinars just for you. You set a date, set a time. We will deliver a compelling message about our company to anyone that you invite to that presentation. So if this resonates with you, if this seems like the thing that you should be doing, that you hope would come your way, then all you need to do is connect with the person who invited you. They have a website. They'll send you their website link. You can click on their Enroll Now tab. Very, very simple, quick and easy, 10 to 15 minutes and you're in. And then you go to your website, go to your own back office, and you can begin a very, very simple training online certification process where you'll get informed on everything you need to know about each of our services. So the most important thing I think for you to know is that you're not going to have to figure this out for yourself. There's a tremendous support system available to you. Certainly the person that invited you, they're a great resource to you. Our corporate support team is also available to you. They love helping our representatives. They have a heart for helping people. Sunil and I are also personally available. There's our personal cell phone numbers. We spend a large part of every day coaching, training, mentoring our representatives, doing presentations for prospective clients and prospective representatives to help you build your team. So we also are available. And again, our corporate culture is really best expressed by saying we're all in this together. We, again, fully realize that unless it works for each and every representative, it cannot ever possibly work for the company. So we are in this to help you every step of the way. So with MEDX Prime Revenue Recovery, you can do amazingly well with a very, very simple referral of interested people who want to recover as much possible of the claims that they have filed with insurance companies and Medicare. You can help them improve their profitability, increase their monthly cash flow by becoming a monthly billing client for MR2. So I want to thank you for spending some time with us, learning about MR2 and the difference you can make. We are literally like the cavalry coming over the hill. We make a significant difference in people's lives that are building medical businesses. Certainly with doctors, they can get back to the, the joy and the hope of building the medical practice the way they had always hoped to have it. We hear from so many of our providers, our clients, saying things like, before you came along, I was just going to walk away from this. It's just too frustrating. I'm not earning the income that I used to. I'm not earning the amount of money that I would hope with all the time, effort, and energy I'm putting out. So, I'm so very, very glad that I found MR2. We hear comments like that all the time. So we know that we're doing a very, very good and worthy thing. So again, thank you for being with us this evening. Good night. God bless each and every one of you.